I want to kind of just update the last video that we did. I want to kind of add to it another layer, and that is instead of just going with single fields for the rows that we see over here on the side, find pairs or triplicates of fields that kind of go together and have your data broken down by those things. All right, so again, back to what I was saying before, it's an art to doing this stuff, but the more you know about your fields and know which fields belong with which, they can be easily paired and give you some good output. When you know that, then your ability of creating, additional pivots is almost endless. All right. So I want to start out with this first one here with the companies. All right. Now a good field that would be a good pair for this would be the zone field, the territory. So if I go over here to zone while I'm on this one, okay, I go to zone and drag that above company. So if I put it below company, something like that, I'll get that. That's not going to be good. But if I put it above the company, that means it's the first one. It gives you much better output. So what I like about this, I still get to see what each of the territory or what each of the companies did, but now I can actually see those numbers added up in each of the different territories. So these companies here belong to Africa, these belong to the Americas, and so forth. And then from that, you can, click onto here and go back to your design, go to your blank rows and tell it to insert a blank row in there if you wanted to. The other thing I want to kind of point out too, and this is something that kind of goes back and forth a lot. When you look at your subtotals that we have here, notice that they're not at the bottom of each of the groups, but rather they're at the top. And this is just something that the pivot table feature has always been like. But depending on the version that you have, they flip back and forth with defaults to where some versions, this will be at the bottom, all right, instead of at the top, all right? So I'll just tell you that currently the default is at the top, all right? Now, if you wanted to flip it around, okay, how would you do that? Well, what you do is just, click anywhere on it. You would go back to your design tab, you would go to subtotals, and you tell it that you want the subtotal at the bottom of the group, see? You do that, it puts it there at the bottom. I just think it's just extra space that I don't really need. I'd rather it be more efficient and combine it with the actual, territory there, right? The zone. So my thought is I'd always like to be at the top of the group, all right? But that's up to you, and that's why I'm showing it to you. All right, so that's good with that one. Now this next one, let's say we want to take, we'll go with this one here, all right? Let me scroll over there a little bit so you can see it better. Okay, so on this one, what I want to do is I want to see the zone and the country. Now, before we had done it where we did the zone and the company, here I want to do the zone and the country. So on this one, all I got to do is find zone, drag it above country, right? And there we go. So that again is looking pretty good. We can still click onto here, go to our design, go to our blank rows and get a blank row in between there, give it a little bit more space. Put the subtotal at the bottom if you want to. Okay, we'll try another one here. We'll go over a little bit. I don't need to do all of these. I'll just pick out certain ones here. Oop. All right. So we'll take this one here, which has the product. One of the, I guess, related fields to that might be the maybe the life cycle, all right, of this, right? So if I go over here to life cycle, drag it above the common name, right? Then I get that. So there's your annuals, there's your biannuals, and so forth. Pretty cool. And if I didn't want to do that one, I could drag that, or let's see, I'll drag that. Oop, let me do that. Drag out the life cycle, all right? And this time bring in the bloom. There we go on that one, all right? So now we got the fall, spring, and winter. And then if you wanted to, you go with a third level even, put that maybe Depends. We'll see where it goes. We'll put it at the top here first. Blue summer. No, that'd be good. Let's do this. We'll put it between color and bloom. So there's your pink. There's your red. The other thing you can do too, let me show you on another example here. We had this one here where we had it broken down. Oh, we have it there. Here, we had it broken down by, we had our zone, then we had the country. What you can do, if you want, is you can roll up the detail. If you click onto one of the zones in this case, right? You go up into the Analyze tab, and over here in the active field, if you click on the minus, that will roll them all up. All right? If you click on one of them and hit the plus, that'll roll them all out. You can also specifically go in and say, I want to roll that one up and roll that one up, but keep the rest of them, you know, with the detail. So that's a pretty cool little technique as well. All right, so hopefully this helps. It just gives you some other ideas as far as, you know, the designs that you're going to be making of your pivot. So you might find a really good design, and then you'll make it even more perfect with that extra field that you threw in there, right? But again, you need to find ones that are related and have them in the right order. And again, that's really the art of it all, right? All right, so hopefully you enjoyed the video. I appreciate you watching.